Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 4Strategy Gaming, and I'm just going to be doing a little commentary for you today. I did decide recently that I wanted to add some commentary to our channel, essentially to mix things up a little bit. Now, I want you to know that this isn't going to detract from our normal strategy videos. You can expect a strategy video about once a day like you've been seeing on a pretty typical basis. The thing is that I wanted to add more content to the site. I wanted to get more stuff out there, but the strategy videos take a lot of time, and I can't add any more hours to the day, unfortunately. I've tried, it didn't work, and casting is freaking easy. All I have to do is record the game and talk about what happened. So if you guys like the casting videos, it's much easier for me to do in addition to what I'm doing already, and it's going to allow me to add more content in something that's manageable, essentially. So let me know if you guys are interested in this. If so, I will continue to cast some games. And yeah, let's get right into things. This is a matchup between Adelscott and DIMAGA here on Blistering Sands. This is a Protoss versus Zerg matchup. Right off the bat, we can see that Adelscott's doing something a little bit unorthodox, placing the gateway right here. Now, you do see this from time to time. Essentially, he's going to block this off and make his new entrance eventually by destroying these destructible rocks. Clearly, in going for something like this, it provides him with two opportunities. For one, it allows him to somewhat protect a natural expansion if he wants to expand early. It's also going to cut back on the rush distance if he's going to be going for some early game pressure. Now, looking in DIMAGA's base, nothing as of yet. He's obviously saving up for a quick expansion. He's at about 15 supply, so probably going to be seeing that right now, and there it is. So DIMAGA going for the quick expand. And if Adelscott puts up enough zealot pressure, he should do a pretty good job. He can manage to do a lot of damage so far just with the one gateway. And that's pretty much all he's been sitting on thus far, obviously really early in the game. Not too much he could have at this point, but we'll see what he decides to do after he pushes out with this first zealot, depending on how much damage he does do. DIMAGA still, okay, finally just coming down with the spawning pool, no extractor as of yet, pretty much droning up really hard, obviously looking for some really strong economy early in the game, so this zealot pressure could be a little bit dangerous for him. Adelscott's pushing out at the moment, and it looks like he is getting ready to place his next building. What is it going to be? It's going to be a forge, so he's likely to be putting some cannons behind here and going for an early expansion. That seems to be the probable thing that he will be doing next. Second zealot being chrono boosted out right now as well. Going to be moving forward with this probe, doing some scouting. He just wants to check exactly what DIMAGA has, and DIMAGA's spawning pool is still not up, and the first zealot is in front of his base, so going to be losing these two drones unless he manages to micro it away. Also going to be getting a pylon block to put the zealot at the choke. That is fantastic. I have not, I've seen pylon blocks to prevent someone from leaving their base, but I have not seen someone go for a pylon block and then place a zealot there. That is actually really smart of him. I almost want to say that DIMAGA probably should have canceled this, but instead he's going to be putting down these spine crawlers. We'll see if this zealot can do enough damage to it. Back in his base, he does have the queen coming out as well as some zerglings. Going to be moving down to get these zerglings as well. He's not going to, oh, he does. Okay, so he pushed right through that zealot without a problem. Going to get a nice surround on it, and that's pretty much it. Adelscott going for some cannons, but he is going to have to manage to cancel those, and he does. Is he going to cancel this one as well? Come on, Adel. There you go. Good job. Still doing some damage with the zealot nonetheless, and something to realize is although Adelscott hasn't managed to force DIMAGA to lose this expansion, he's still doing quite a bit of damage. And look at that zealot micro, preventing the surround by those zerglings and trying to do a lot of damage. He does a great job there. Gonna want this cannon back here, otherwise the zealots are gonna do quite a number on that front wall that he has. Also, no cybernetics core up as of yet because he just did use those resources on the nexus here. So without the range of the Stalker, he is going to need this photon cannon. Gonna have to worry about this back door as well. He's gonna want to watch that. Now, looks like DIMAGA's in a fairly good position from that. He did lose a lot, but he has his expansion up. He's probably gonna start droning pretty hard. You can see he's doing that right there, trying to move forward with these zerglings, but he does see this wall off, and he does know the cannon's gonna be right there, and this is his next decision. Clearly, this is what he wants to do. So, pylon just coming in for Adelscott right now, probably gonna be dropping some cannons right now. I hope he does at least. There we go. So, at least one cannon going down. Back in his base, nothing too interesting. Little engagement here. Zealots are going to get surrounded by those zerglings. Very unfortunate for Adelscott. DIMAGA's going to do the same thing here. Try to get a full surround on that zealot. Wasn't paying attention though. There we go. Does get the surround. Does manage to take it out. And he's going to continue to probably try to work on these destructible rocks again. He's not going to be able to do anything as of yet. However, if he does get out roaches, he could do actually, he would be able to pull this down, I believe. I'm pretty sure the roach range is going to put him out of range of the cannon. So we'll see what DIMAGA does decide to do. Still no major tech decisions as of yet, just working up his Vespene right now. Been a pretty intense game thus far. Good job by both players at surviving and defending, basically. That was a really interesting play by Adelscott. Unfortunately, that choke didn't work for him. The drones as well as the Zerglings did manage to push through, so it didn't work quite as he had planned, but still, he did do some harassment. He did manage to take out some drones, so good job by him, and good job again by DIMAGA for defending that. Now that Adelscott does have this expansion up, though, he will start to be able to catch up. Cybernetics Core is finally in, also coming down with this additional assimilator. No assimilators as of yet at his expansion. He is sitting on a little bit of resources. He can definitely afford something. I'm wondering what his next decision is going to be. Coming out with a warp gate research as well. Over here for DIMAGA, additional extractors going down at his expansion in his main base. So we're seeing a layer, not yet. Is finally getting that speedling upgrade though, and going for the Roachborn. So he's deciding to stay on hatchery tech at the moment. Going to be going for some roaches. Not quite sure though. I would expect him to get up to a layer, because even just being able to get that roach speed, that would be something that would be really beneficial for him, but we'll see what he decides to do. Adelscott, double cannons there defending that wall, double cannons defending the back destructible rocks, and here he goes, 3 gateways. So no Robotech as of yet, gonna stick with that warp gate build. As soon as that warp gate research finishes, he should have these gateways in as well, and he's gonna be able to take full advantage of that 4 gate. The other thing to realize too is that now that he's on 2 bases, he can afford more than just these 4 production buildings, so we'll see what he decides to put out in addition to this. I think it would be a great idea to get a Robo as well, get that higher tech at the Observer. That'd be really beneficial for him. DIMAGA coming down with additional hatchery inside of his base. Clearly the reason for that being he's going to be able to get more larvae. Also coming out with an additional queen to do the spew larva ability on it. Going to be pushing down, grabbing these destructible rocks so they can get an expansion over here. This is obviously a good idea. Essentially what DIMAGA is looking to do is take full advantage of the fact that Adelscott has walled himself in, and he's going to try to macro up as hard as possible, basically. I mean, we can see here no additional units coming out for him. He's just preparing. He's getting his economy up. He's getting his research. You can see those evolution chambers coming down, and he's just preparing for when an attack does happen. He's going to macro up as much as possible, just rely on these few Zerglings, and just wait, basically. Wait until he needs to make those units, and there we go. So here is that robotics facility. That's what I expected. Also an additional gateway, like I said, another gateway over there too, and he can afford this again because he's on 2 bases at the moment, so he is quite fine. Some sentries sitting back here for Adelscott, getting ready to force field if necessary, if DIMAGA does manage to push through this rocks. Any big decisions? Colossus tech coming out. Where is this bad boy? There it is. Robotics Bay right there. So going to be seeing some Colossus from Adelscott. Over here for DIMAGA, here he goes, taking advantage of that second hatchery. There's that 3rd hatchery coming down. He should have another queen in production as well, so that when this hatchery comes up, he can immediately move it right over. Coming out with these upgrades, the melee level upgrades, as well as the Carapace upgrade. So excellent job there. Is he getting the speed? No, not quite yet. Still, again, macroing up. Getting some roaches, though. Looks like he is getting ready for a push. Zerglings right out there. Going to spot this push coming from Adelscott. Is he going to be prepared for it? He should have enough. I'm pretty sure he's sitting on plenty of larvae. I could be wrong, though. No, he's got plenty of larvae there, so going to be coming out with some additional roaches. This should help him defend against the push. Proxy pylon coming down from Adelscott as well, so he's getting ready. Looks like Adelscott does know about this expansion, or is just checking it. He didn't know, but he's checking the expansion, and he's going to find, look at this, nice defenseless expansion. At the very least, he's going to take out this Jones. He's going to try to take out the hatchery itself, but Roach is coming down. Is he ready for this? Is he prepared? Pulling back with his units. He doesn't want to get caught out of position. He doesn't want the Roaches to get a surround or anything fancy like that. Force field's going down, preventing 1 drone. So he just said, no drone, you will not join your friends. I will kill you. I will kill you. He's not. Okay, there you go. Good job. So preventing that 1 drone from joining up with the rest of his friends. I'm sure he wasn't too thrilled about that. Lots of Zerglings. Holy man, I don't know if I can say that word I was about to say, but he's got a lot of Zerglings coming out right now. I don't want to get censored by YouTube. I'm just trying to watch myself here. Lots of Zerglings, so he's really prepared for this. With all those Zerglings coming out, he should have no problem with this. The only thing he's really going to have to worry about is those force fields. Cannons going down for Adelscott. However, DIMAGA is having another expansion come down. Roaches going back. Zerglings do manage to get behind his units. Going to get a full surround, but those force fields are preventing DIMAGA from pushing his Roaches through, so that is no good at all. And those Zerglings are not nearly as effective without that Roach support. Those force fields are really devastating. Colossus coming into the mix as well. Photon cannons taking a few pop shots from the top here. This is not looking good for DIMAGA right now. What does he have coming out? He's got a few Zerglings. I don't know if it's going to be enough. This Colossus is just going to rain terror on everything he has. Again, just staying on this hatchery tech. He hasn't got any layer units yet, and that could be his doom, basically. This Colossus alone, like I said, is going to wreak havoc. He does want to get it away, though, from those queens and those roaches. He's a little too close, but I don't think Adelscott's having much of a problem right now. He just has way too many units. Lots of Zerglings are coming out right now for DIMAGA, but Adelscott is going to continue to reinforce. Doesn't really matter that DIMAGA has this expansion going down over here, because if he doesn't survive this push, then that's going to be the end of the game. And Adelscott does put down the link. DIMAGA calls good game, and that is that. End of the game. Good job by Adelscott. Great job by both players. It really seems like in this game, DIMAGA did just try to macro a little bit too hard, and he wasn't ready for that gateway push with that Colossus as well. He wasn't prepared for it. Also, excellent job. Trying to find the spot where that engagement took place. Where were we? Right over here. Excellent job by Adelscott over here, dropping those force fields. Even though he let the Zerglings go by, those force fields prevented those roaches. I think that's actually what he did intentionally. Let the Zerglings go by, force fielded, preventing the roaches, and he could quite easily mop up the Zerglings and then engage the roaches. So yeah, good job by both players. Once again, guys, I'm going to be looking to do some commentary to add it to the channel. It's not to detract from the strategies, but it's to add on top of it. I'm going to still try to come out with about a strategy video a day, and I want to add some commentary as well, just to get more content for you guys. So let me know in the comments below if you like this. If so, I will continue to do it. Once again, guys, this has been Force from Force Strategy Gaming. If you guys like our videos and you like what's going on here, please do go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Keep watching and keep owning, guys. Medevacs for the entire game. Mix up your army. Again, be prepared for whatever your opponent could throw out at you. And I think the real important thing to notice about this particular game is that since Drewby did so much damage early on with that Marine and Hellion push, it really made the counter push from his opponent unlikely to do much damage. In seeing the